I kind of was just like really angry, really sad, just really upset and confused most of all of just like how did we get here?
The Patriots ordered all the fair to cast our votes. Civic sailing, the sinking ship I
My
become.
name is Ayoni. I'm a senior at USC and I'm studying songwriting there, and I'm also creating music as an artist at the same time while I wrap up my college career.
'Cause that love's too good, that love's too good. I'm all out of love, I'm all out of love. Gave me reasons to despise September.
I would probably describe my art right now just as a reflection of like my experiences in this world, and I guess that's really general, but at the same time, I think that literally is just like what I'm trying to do with art is just reflect like my own life and my own understandings of things and not really box myself in. I always kind of struggled with like how to describe my music or like my sound or whatever, but I think it's just simplest to describe myself as just like a storyteller, and like that's what I'm aiming to do. In general, I've been inspired by Lord and Frank Ocean and SZA and Adele.
To make you feel my love.
And Ella Fitzgerald, Etta James, Sarah Vaughan, Amy Winehouse, Bob Marley, just a lot of people. But I started playing piano when I was like 8 or 9, and then and I just like kind of knew immediately, like I always wanted to learn everything as a means to an end for songwriting. I started with that first stanza, and that just kind of like, it just poured out. That's really what I just wanted to say.
The Patriots pledge allegiance to our genocide, its generation. Yesterday, 200,000 died.
And then from there, with the second stanza, I was like, okay, so I've kind of, set up this concept of coronavirus is here. I'm here in my room right now. 200,000 people have died, and I'm praying for revolution. I'm desperate for change.
So I pray for revolution, for quicker retribution. The stocks don't sell.
And then I wanted to do in the next stanza, like, okay, I want to set the stage even more, like beyond even coronavirus. Like, this is the context.
It's a nation where believers claim that they're pro-life while kids in cages lie estranged from others sterilized.
And then I was like, I sat on that for a while and was just like, okay, this is like really strong. Kind of don't want to write anything else. Like, don't really want to mess this up. It was in like August or September. And then I think in December, I went to stay at Kohl's to work on this album.
This track was kind of recorded in two parts. So she was here, and we started the what we thought was going to be a demo.
The Patriots pledge allegiance to our genocide.
And I had her lay down some guitar and a scratch vocal for a lead, and I built out the production around it.
I wanted to keep it like really folky, and I was like, I really want this to feel like a protest song. But I'm like always really fascinated with like how, I don't know, like how far I can, I guess, push the boundaries of like what's expected. You know what I mean? Like, I think especially like being a Black woman in this folky indie kind of space where the song lives, it's like, it's not, that's not what I'm expecting from Ayoni at this point, in her career. But I think like for me, when it comes to just being honest and also just like honoring my feelings and emotions and pain and stuff like that, I always gravitate towards my guitar. Like when it comes to truth, I'm like, yeah, let me pick up my acoustic guitar and just like hold space for whatever's going on.
I leave the way I came, unseen, unheard, unmoved. A black woman, truth.
And so for production, I really wanted it to have this almost like country, and we didn't end up really going in that direction, but like it's like American sounding production. And I was like, I really want to like throw their shit back at them, like I really want us to like produce something and like master these devices in a way that it's like it just adds to the story. Like, one of the lines is like, we made you all you claim to be. And it's like, I think it would be so dope from a musical standpoint to just like boss this, like completely have this like country, almost like military drum sounding, really like different approach to it that is gonna just like uplift the message and like intertwine with it.
So the kick pattern is very simple. It's just 4 on the floor. Right. Where it gets interesting is I spent a little time looking up like military marches. And so I found this sample and we copied the pattern, but kind of gave this, this military marching snare, like this very synthetic glitchy texture. Right, so it kind of has a resemblance to a natural snare sound, but also sounds like this weird alien thing. And then, we layered a bunch of like rims and percussion to give it kind of a natural feel. But one of the more interesting aspects that is kind of hard to hear with all that's going on in the ending is I actually have a sample from one of the Black Lives Matter protests going underneath everything. So it's the combination of the very like structured military groove with kind of these more chaotic, natural elements of protests and, stuff like that.
After I saw the insurrection, we literally were like,
yeah, no, this needs to get out.
Came, shot the cover, like we literally were rolling to get this out within a certain window, because I just felt like all I'm trying to do is like meet a moment.
Ayoni and I wanted it to feel like a call to action. And, the all the voices and the harmonies and the string lines kind of collide in the ending.
I really want to make sure that whoever listens to this song knows that I'm not sparing the truth, for their comfort. There's not just a stance to be taken from this, but I hope it radicalizes you a little bit.